Hello you lot, how's it going? I've got another T-MAXX on the bench, and we all seem to like T-MAXXs at the moment, so it seems like a great thing to be doing. But before we have a look at that, I want to show you something. I got a box come up in the post the other day from a channel member. But he sent me, I'll explain briefly. He sent me a few parts that I needed because he had them laying around a while back, but they got delivered to the wrong address. They just went missing. It's for my Pure 10 that I had when I was a kid. I put together from the kit, but I took it apart to try and repair the diff, and I lost a load of parts. That's my fault. He said, I've got them parts lying around, I'll send them to you, but they went missing. And I was absolutely gutted. I was gutted that those parts went missing because they're difficult to come by. I was gutted because he went to the effort. He went to the effort of sending them to me at his expense, obviously. I was feeling so bad. Done all I could. And then he turned around a few days ago and said, look, I found some more of the same part. I'm going to send them to you. And they turned up. And it's amazing. So I'm just going to go through it briefly because it'll be a video in itself, and we're here to look at T-MAXX, not this. But we've got some, what are they? Allen's, basically all the parts I need. There's a drive shaft in there, all the little bits that I need, the body posts, and bloody body posts I need because I lost them for that. The wheels, the actual proper genuine wheels to go on that Pure 10. Because I managed to lose my ones of those somehow. And we've got a whole rear end as well, because a lot of the parts that I managed to lose were in the rear end, including the brake thing. It should be like a little, I don't know where it's gone, honestly. I thought I kept all the parts together. It's like a little thing, it goes in the gearbox, and it like pushes the brake pads apart. It's just like a bit of curved metal. I could have made one probably, but I managed to lose it. So this has got everything I need to get that Pure 10 up and running. And all I've got to do is find a shell for it, and we're well away, and it's going to be great. And he turned around and he sent me a message, and he said, yeah, in that box is also a bottle of 3-in-1 oil. So I was expecting like a bloody half-used one that he just took off his shelf. Oh, I'll send him that. It's a bloody brand new one. Oops, nearly lost it. It's a bloody brand new bottle of 3-in-1 oil. So thank you very much, Mr. Hubble. Very much appreciated indeed. So that, if any of you lot are interested in seeing this Kyosho Pure 10 being put with the correct wheels, we've got the receiver and all that in it, the engine runs. If you want to see it be put back again, I've already done a video doing it when I lost all the bits, but we'll ignore that and we'll be putting it together properly. Please think about sticking around. But until then, let's have a look at a T-MAXX. This one is going to be a good one, and I'll tell you why. It's one of the first ones. Not the first, because it's 2.5, but it's an early one. So we all love early ones, don't we? Well, there we go, look. So I suppose I could put you in handheld mode and we can have a proper look at it, but for now. So this is more of what I'm normally used to and what I normally deal with. This is, I don't know the actual year of it. I don't know how old this one is, but it's got the 2.5 engine in it. Whether that's the correct engine for it, I don't know. Let me just have a little bit of a clean up because I got a little bit of nitro from the other day. Oh, there's a bloody head shim there. Better put that back somewhere. Probably off an engine that I didn't put back on together again. Anyway, it's got different colour springs. It looks in good condition on the bottom. Standard. I can't see anything that's not standard. I love this style of exhaust that they put on these first ones, like the black curve. It kind of reminds me of a dirt bike, you know, like a PW50 or something like that, what I grew up with riding. The little exhaust there. I love that. That is so cool. Traxxas really did do a good job at designing a monster truck, you know. When you think about it, HPI, well, this come out before HPI because, or not this one, because this is a 2.5 as far as I can see, which come out I think around 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. The very first one with the Pro 15 was 1999. So, but this HPI Savage come out in 2002. And they obviously went for a completely different design. Whereas Traxxas kept the buggy sort of chassis, you know, like a flat plate. And they went for this. And I'll tell you what, it paid off, because they're really, really nice trucks. And I really, really like them. I've never owned one myself, because I just haven't had the desire to. But plenty of friends have had them that I had when I was a kid, you know. I haven't got any friends anymore. I don't want friends. They're a pain in the bottom. It's bad enough trying to keep up with family, let alone friends. But yeah, I've seen plenty of them. So this one, it's missing a few bits. It's supposed to be, I mean, that's not right. I don't know what that's all about. It's supposed to be running and driving. It's supposed to be a runner and a driver. I've got wheels for it. It come to me without any wheels on it. So I have got wheels, so we'll put them on in a minute. Yeah, this is the transmitter for it. Unfortunately, the top of the area was broken, but we can sort that out with a pair of pliers. We should be able to pull it out. And I might have to do it that way around. Always got to be careful, because you can make them worse. But we can sort that out. So it's going to be better than nothing, but it's not going to be ideal, and it's not going to work properly. But that's as far as that goes anyway. But so we've got a transmitter. It's got a receiver in it. It's got all 3 servos. I'll have to put a battery in it. The tank looks good. A little bit of nitro in the bottom, a little bit of jelly, but that's nothing. We sort that out. You can just put nitro in it, it'll dissolve the jelly and become back to nitro again, or at least a bit of oil, and we'll be happy as dappy. Air filter, nice pink tubing. Don't know if I don't mind it, but I think I'd probably pick green or something. So the little glow plug wire, as you can see, that's missing. This is just the first part of the connection. It should have another connection on that, which then goes into the engine, but we don't need that. This is an RPM head on here. I know that because it says RPM on it. So whether it's going to be any good is anyone's guess. Let's find out. Let's do engine first, and then we'll work out electrics. The little boot on the carburetor's split, so that might be a bit of a problem, but it's a bit of a trend. I've done a couple of T-MAXXs at the moment in the last few days, and they've all been extremely lean to the point where they won't run, and they won't stay running once you get them running because they're so lean. So, you know, why that is, these are supposed to be running cars, but they're clearly not, so I don't know what that's all about. However, we will sort that out. There's a nice dent on the exhaust. Happy days, everyone loves a nice dent. Yeah, we'll just go for engine first. I'm gonna, shall I do it this way or that way? We'll keep it this way, we'll keep it this way. I like the cars facing that way really, because I don't know why, but you can't see a lot when I do it that way, so we'll have it facing this way for this one. Don't need to put my little bit of rag there then, do I? Because I've got the exhaust coming straight at me. Happy days. I couldn't ask for more. I couldn't be bloody happier. Do you know what? This morning, I pinched myself a few times just to make sure I was definitely not dreaming. And I'm definitely not dreaming. So, man, I couldn't ask for more. I really couldn't. The screws come out of there, so I'm going to have to... You can't see, can you? The screws missing from there, so it's a bit wobbly. I wonder if I can do that screw up and make it a bit tighter. Probably not. Well, it made it better. Oh man, I'm well happy with that. That's a result. That's turned out great. Let's put a bit of nitro. I haven't got any. I'm going to use. I've got some of this nitro, so we'll stick a bit of that in. It's 20%. Opti-MIXX 20%, so we'll stick a bit of Opti-MIXX 20% in there because that's what I've got. Opti-MIXX 20%. Everyone loves Opti-MIXX 20%. Opti-MIXX 20% is a good fuel. Opti-MIXX 20% is a good fuel to pick. Opti-MIXX 20%. Bloody telephone. Right, what was I doing before I was rudely interrupted by a telephone call? I can't remember now. Bloody can't remember. That was it. OptiFuel 20%. Ah, dearie me. It's probably just me that finds stuff funny, but maybe it's because I know the joke. You lot don't know the joke. That might be why. I know the joke and I laugh at my own jokes. Of course I do. I laugh at my own jokes. I mean, who doesn't laugh at their own jokes? Probably you going, who laughs at their own jokes? No one laughs at their own jokes. I do. I laugh at my own joke. Someone's got to laugh at it, and if I'm not laughing at it, no one is. Ho, ho, ho! I reckon we're going to go. I reckon this is going to be a bloody good goer. And if it is, man, this is going to be an awesome, awesome car, awesome truck. Just needs a new wire on there. Anyway, let's see. We've got a glow starter. We can do a little bit of primage. I'll tell you what we'll do. It's good practice, really, because if there's any jelly in this line, can you see? I don't know if I'm in bloody shot. If there's any jelly in this line, I'll zoom in a little bit so that you can see. What'll happen is, if I prime it, it'll push it into the carburetor. And if the carburetor's clear beforehand, it will block it up because it'll push it in. So it is good practice to blow it out. I know I don't always, because, well, it's not hard to clean a carburetor out, and I like to just be an idiot, basically. But we will clean this out, so I'm just going to blow through it. You should see a bit of fuel and a bit of jelly. Oh yeah, loads of jelly. Did you see that? Maybe not. You might not have saw it because I don't know if you're zoomed in enough, but there's quite a lot of jelly plopped out of there. Let's open up the throttle a bit and blow. I heard it go in. Don't know whether you heard it, but it went blur and went in. So that should be happy as dappy. Let's see if we're going to get any goage. We'll use this glow starter because, as I've already explained, the little wire is broken. Well, it's not broken, it's just unconnected. There isn't one on it. So let's close the throttle now, because otherwise we might get a lot of revvage, and we don't want revvage on a cold engine. Here we go. Whoa! This is a perfect example for me to explain one thing that's just popped into my head. A lot of people burn these little electric starter motors out because when an engine gets flooded, when a nitro engine is flooded, it won't turn over very properly. So they keep it on there and they keep holding the button in, and the motor's trying to spin, but it burns the brushes out. They burn the motor out. It's not the motor's fault. It's your fault for doing it like that. You shouldn't do that. It's the same for a starter motor on a real car, you know. You can burn them out. They're not designed for that. They're just designed for literally starting the engine. So if it's flooded, don't hold the button in. We've either got a flat battery on this, or it is actually flooded, but there's only one way to find out. Let's undo the glow plug. It wants to start. It wants to go. No, it won't do nothing. Oh no. There we go. Right. I think the battery's getting a bit flat. I might have to stick another battery on charge. Bear with me a minute. I'm just going to stick another battery on charge just in case. Right, just in case this one goes flat, I've just put that one on charge. Hopefully this won't go flat before then. So let's do the glow plug up a bit. I might leave it slightly loose, just a little just a gnat's cock loose, just to help it a little bit, because that will lower the compression slightly, but it should just be enough for it to still start up. Whoa! Ah! One little tip, by the way, if you do loosen it, only loosen it a little bit, because if you loosen it too many threads, the compression and the explosions in there can and will, trust me, shoot that plug. It will strip the threads out, the last ones, shoot the plug up, and if you were looking over it at the time, you're going to get shot in the head or in the eyeball with a glow plug. I've never seen it happen with a glow plug, but I've seen it happen with spark plugs on a petrol engine, when the plugs have worked their way loose or not been put in tightly, and they just literally strips all the threads out, shoots the plug out. I mean, I've even seen one where the plug shot out and got wedged in the bonnet of a car, and we only knew that's what happened because we was like, why is there a dent, a bump on this bonnet? We opened the bonnet up and the plug was wedged in the bonnet because the threads were bad on it, and yeah, it just shot it out. So that can happen, so don't do that. If you loosen it, only loosen it half a turn. That's all you need. Oh yeah, look at that. It's a bit quick for some reason. I don't really seem to do a lot. There we go. Yeah, it's going a little bit fast. If we take that, there we go. That's better. That's a lot better now. Still a little bit quick though. That's more like it. That's better. A lot lower now. That's great. I wonder if it'll rev. That is absolutely brilliant. Running like a dream. That is running like an absolute dream. Honestly, couldn't ask for better than that. Right. That is running absolute spot on. Perfect. Well, I wouldn't say perfect, but it's really well. It'll be perfect once it's been for a test drive. And then we can actually do some proper... A lot of people do all this, they call it tuning. I'm sick of the word tuning. I hear it too much. But that is the fact, that is what you're doing. But you know when you hear a word too much and people talk about something too much, it just loses all its meaning and gets annoying. That's what tuning is for me at the moment. But once it's adjusted properly, from actually driving, we'll know. And you can't adjust a carburetor properly on a bench. You can get it near, you can get it in the ballpark, but it needs to be under a load. Because the way an engine performs when it's not got a load on it, for example, on a bench, revving up, even with the wheels on, there's no load on it. So it may perform well, it may rev up really high, it might tick over nicely, it might be smooth, but without a load on it, you won't know. It's completely different. So you need to adjust a carburetor or tune an engine with a load on it. Well, driving, you know, as it would be used. Anyway, we know it runs, and we know it runs bloody well. The only thing with these T-MAXXs is you can't get to the flywheel to put the piston down. So you have to use a screwdriver. Now, it's not something I typically do, but because these aren't my cars, I'm only getting this going for someone else. So I want to look after it. I don't want to break it. Anyway, so let's take the top off of this battery thing, stick a battery in it. That's not the right one. I'm gonna have to go and get my other one now. Alright, take this off. We'll stick a battery on this, and we'll put a battery, some batteries in that transmitter, and we'll see if the servos and receiver and all that stuff works. If it does, well, mate, that's absolute happy days. I really couldn't ask for any better. Oh, bloody hell. Ah, it's even got a little battery box in it. I mean, what more could you ask for? I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use this RC scrapyard battery. No, I'm not. It's not going to work. Bloody bastards. Let me get one of these ones. That's why I like these ones, look. Someone tried to tell me the other day that these batteries with the 2 wires, one of them is for using and the other one is only for charging. Bollocks. They're both wires. It can be charged from that one or that one, and you can use that one or that one to actually plug into stuff. It's got 2 wires just for convenience, you know. They've developed them so, I mean, it used to only have 1 wire, and you had to buy a battery with the one that you needed, or you had to cut that one up. But now they've decided to start making these batteries with 2 wires for convenience, so you haven't got to put charge switches on and all that kind of stuff. You know, so you can use either wire on these batteries to charge or use. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. They both do the same thing. They both go to the same cells. It's all gravy, baby. It's all gravy, baby. Right. Let's turn that on and see if we get any action. Yep, we've got a twitch. So now let's get some AA to put in there. Right. Over here in Orinoco's world, I like to show you every process, and that includes putting AA batteries in a transmitter. Listen, it's all a part of it, so you're here to see all part of it, and this is part of it, putting batteries in, alright? So stop complaining and just get on with it. I'm bloody hungry, man. I'm bloody hungry. Right, yep, that's on. Let's turn this switch on again. Hopefully, I think this should be the right transmitter. Yes. Yes. Forward and reverse works. Whether the actual gearbox works, I don't know. We might have to fire it up again and find out. Forward and reverse. Looks like that's not quite set up properly. It goes a bit too far, but it works. That should be forwards. What the bloody hell's going on here? Well, I'll tell you what's going on here. We've got a little bit we've got low batteries is what we've got. But anyway, we've got steering, we've got throttle. Oh, that's the wrong way around. That's not right. Channel 1, channel 2, 3 channel radio system, yep. So that should be the other way around. Why have we stopped working? Why has it stopped working now then? It was working a minute ago. There we go. Oh. Oh, it was working. Oh, there we go. Right, full throttle, yep. Now the throttle's doing throttle things, and the brakes is doing brake things. Something's not right with it, I don't know what it is. I think it's the transmitter, to be honest. It might not be. Might be the receiver, but it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, all the servos work. Everything is working fine. I need to work out what that problem is, and I know I can already sense it. You lot are going to be going, it's because it's 27 megahertz, it's old, it's not going to work, it's all interference these days. Oh, bollocks. Absolutely not. 27 megs will work absolutely fine. There's obviously something wrong with that receiver or that transmitter, or perhaps the crystal's not in properly. You can use 27 megs this day and age better than you could before, because there's less things on the 27 megs band. Back then there was all CB and all this other kind of stuff. These days there's hardly anything. So I'll work that out. Let's put some wheels on it, shall we? Just look at that. Absolutely brilliant. I chose those wheels. I've got a bag of wheels. So out of all of them I chose these ones because they've been painted in like a lime green colour. And I thought that might suit this shell. This is an older shell, and with this being a potentially older, well, we know it's definitely an older truck. It's got the 2.5 engine in it. Whether any of this is cobbled together, I don't know, but this shell suits that engine and those wheels, the older style wheels. These are the best ones. On the new T-MAXXs, they had these silly looking ones. These silly looking ones on the newer T-MAXXs, on the Revos, but they look all right. But I prefer like that pattern, a bit more like a tractor. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, look at that. I need to go down the model shop, and I've been saying it for days. I know, I just haven't had a chance. I need to go down the model shop and buy a packet of R clips so that we can secure the shell. But this one is ready. Well, apart from looking at the servos. There will be another video, because this one's gone on long enough now. Plus I'm running out of time, I've got to go and do some stuff. So there'll be another video delving into the electrical problem that we saw. And maybe you lot are right. I know there will be some of you, because a lot of you will jump on that bandwagon of being modern, don't you? Oh, it must have 2.4 gigahertz. 27 megs won't work. It will work. All right, I know it's not modern, and it's a bit out of date these days, but it will work perfectly fine, 27 megs. That twitching that you saw is a common thing. It happened even back in the day when 27 megs was cutting edge. It's either the battery's no good, the batteries are a bit low in the transmitter, so it's not transmitting much and it's just getting confused. The crystals might be a bit loose. I didn't check that, did I? I didn't take the receiver out of the little box thing. There's something wrong with that transmitter, which probably might be the case because the aerial is broken. So if there's a loose connection in there, it will cause twitching like that. All these different things could cause that twitching. When it's working properly, without a problem, a fault, it's fine. So just bear with me and let me get it working, and I'll prove to you that 27 megs is perfectly usable in this day and age. But before then, anyway, there will be another video coming up with this. If you like T-MAXXs, happy days. If you like this sort of thing, stick around. As I say, if you like Traxxas and T-MAXXs, there's plenty of those coming up in the next few days, weeks, and all that kind of stuff. And there's a Revo and all that kind of stuff. So if you like old Skool Nitro cars being revived, think about sticking around as well, because that's what I normally do. I get old, whatever it might be. I don't really like the proper old stuff because it's difficult to get parts for them, but I like 20, 25-year-old stuff, HPIs, Kyoshios, Traxxas, all that kind of stuff, Nitro cars, get them going again, sell them on, all that kind of stuff, and I'll make videos of it all for you to see. So maybe you can learn, or maybe you can just be entertained by the rubbish that I get up to. So think about sticking around, and I'll see you a lot later on. Treat people nicely, treat people how you would like to be treated, and we should all have a very nice, happy life. Cheerio, you lot. All the bloody best.